All right, superstars. Today for your part one, we're just going to help you out here. So no official note taking, just going to do a few problems directly on the worksheet. And then once the video is done, you will complete the worksheet to the best of your ability to prepare for your quiz tomorrow morning. All right, so this first section, we're going to be really careful, again, using our distributive property. So if you notice, you got an item in front. Normally, it's just a number, but this time it does have a number and a variable. We're, of course, going to still be careful with our signs and think about, again, if you need to, it's that triangle where if you have a negative times a negative, you would cover up both negatives and you would see the positive, so therefore it would be a positive result. If you have a positive and a negative, you cover those up and then you have a negative result. So on number one, we're going to use our distributive property. Looking at our signs first, we got a negative times a negative, which is a positive, again, just like our piece there. And then our numbers, 4 times 6, well, that's just 24, positive 24. And then a times a. So we did our exponents. A lot of you were performing really well on exponents. A times a is simply an a squared. Do one more. Negative times a positive is a negative. 4 times 8 is a 32. And this time the a just tags along. Now, even though they do have the same variable, they do not have the same exponent. Therefore, we cannot combine them. You would leave it as is. Again, don't actually try and do 24 subtract 32 because those are unlike terms. Looking at number 3, same strategy, distributive properties. We're going to do our arrow. Negative times a negative is a positive. 5 times 8 is a 40. N squared times n. Remember, you're really just adding your exponents. So 2 plus 1 is a 3. Same thing here. Negative 5 times 3. So negative times positive is negative. 5 times 3 is 15. And again, the n squared tags along this time. Same variable, different exponent, unlike terms. Do not try and combine them. So again, we're just being really careful with our signs, careful with our multiplication of our coefficients, and then being careful adding your exponents. So let's see, pretty much the same thing. We're just going to be really careful. Let's look at number 17 real quick. So this is going to be one of your easier worksheets. Again, pretty quick to complete. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times a hidden 1 is just a 3. R times R is R squared. Negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 1 is 3. And the R just tags along. All right, last one, number 19. Same thing, just quick distributive property, practicing your skills, because we're going to use these skills for all the other mini lessons that we're going to do in just a bit. So positive times a negative is a negative. 4 times 6 is 24. V times V is V squared, because again, adding the exponents, 1 plus 1 is 2. And then the last part again, positive multiplied by positive is positive. 4 times 7 is 28. And the V tags along. So one more time, do not combine them unless they have the same variable and the same exponent. Again, that's going to be super important for our next lesson. Here, you're just getting really quick practice refresher with your signs, coefficients, and your variables. Adding the exponents again, because remember, it's not like it's inside-outside exponents when we'd multiply. Let's just add them up. All right, be awesome. Do the best that you can to finish it up, and then you'll be ready for the next part.